And we are live. Welcome, everyone. This is The Bus. My name is Kim Mastrofino, and let's check in with my co host, Diane Coburn Martin, today. How's it going?
Hey, it's going well. It's going well.
That's good. I'm glad to hear it.
Countdown.
Countdown.
Countdown now.
Yep,
Yep.
definitely the countdown. So
Sure.
it's getting exciting because we've been working on the reunion planning for so long, and just, as it gets closer, it's hard to believe that after all that planning, it's just going to come and go like in a day. Well,
I
maybe
know.
a weekend, but
I know.
it'll be great. So, but
Be
anyway,
fun.
it should be fun. So just wanted to let you know we have a great guest here this evening, RENEE RADICIONI PAVLUS. Is that how you pronounce your last name,
Mhm.
RENEE? Okay, I just want to be correct with that. How you doing, RENEE?
I'm doing great. I'm looking forward to coming to Westerly this week.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you're coming early so you can spend time with family and friends, I presume,
Mhm.
and then crash our party, and we're good.
Well,
Definitely.
if I'm flying out of Salt Lake City,
Okay.
so
Great.
it'd be a 5.
Great.
How long does it take to get from there to Westerly? Are you going to fly into Providence?
Well, I'm flying into Green, and my cousin's going to pick me up, and my husband's going to be with me. He wasn't when I went to the 45th. He wasn't, but he's going to be with me. So
Oh,
we'll
that's good.
we'll see what happens.
Good. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. Well, we're so
Awesome.
happy. We're happy to have you on, and excited to hear all about your adventures through the last 50 years.
Oh
So,
gosh, yeah.
anyway, I think we're going to pound you with questions, and
Like, whatever.
get
Just tell me to move it.
yeah. It's important
Not
to get.
too. They're not too hard, Renee.
They're not.
Matter
So
of fact, I was putting name tags together for the reunion today. Here's a picture of Renee right here
what a nice picture.
from our high school yearbook, Renee.
Okay.
Yeah, we have to have name tags because we're not going to know who's who.
And it's good that we're doing the pictures because then we can identify,
Yeah.
although some people, may not have glasses who had glasses before, or maybe their
Mm-hmm.
hair is a different color. So that could be a little interesting.
Well,
But
we all color hairs. I haven't gotten mine cut and colored yet.
so what color are you going to have?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe a little purple and pink,
Yay!
Hey,
and a
that'll,
little gray.
that'll go with your outfit because you mentioned you might do some tie dye.
Yeah,
Oh, cool. Yeah.
a white tie dye dress. I think it's white with tie dye. So I think that's what I'm gonna wear. But it's so funny because I'm probably the only one in the room that's not gonna be able to see anybody's name tag. So
Oh,
they'll have
Oh,
to come up to me and say, "Hi, you remember me?"
yes.
Say, "Oh,
yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, let's get started. Diane, you ready to go?
I am ready to go. I know we're going to miss some of the people live tonight because they have trivia going on again
Yes.
down in Dunn's Corner at Evie's or Evie's, whatever you call it. So,
I want to trivia.
what's that?
I want to play trivia. That sounds good."
Well, when you come back, you're going to be moving this way, kid. So
Yeah.
we'll be
Yeah.
doing trivia. It's
Oh.
fun.
No.
Okay, for sure.
That's so nice that they continued that. I actually haven't been able to make one of those, but it sounds like they have a really awesome time.
Yeah, after the
And,
reunion, we'll do some more.
Absolutely.
So I have a question for you, Renee. I'm going to start out. It's been 50 years. I know I've seen you at the other reunion or whatever, maybe in the past, but tell us what you've been doing the past 50 years.
Oh my gosh. Well, like most of us, I've been to college and college and college and more college and more.
Wow.
I've got I don't know, 12, 14 years of college. But very little to show for it, I hate to tell you. But yeah, I my specialty area was psychology and counseling and therapy, and I do a lot in the disability community as an advocate, and
Awesome.
coaching, and I basically reach out, or at this point in my life, I reach out to people with special needs
Hmm.
to help them kind of feel good about themselves and gain a sense of self and belonging. And so I spent a ton of my life in college and on a lot of boards doing
Good. That's awesome.
That is
and
awesome.
independent living centers and a lot of stuff with the blind. I'm very involved with the National Federation of the Blind, and Rhode Island has an affiliate. So if and when we come, I probably will start a chapter in Westerly area,
Oh,
That's
that's
awesome.
awesome.
because I know over the years there's more people in the area, and um, there's public transportation now, even though it's limited, that never used to be there 50 years ago. That
Have
makes
you seen a lot of difference? You must, with computers and
Mhm.
all sorts of things to make it easier for
Mhm.
you and other people as well.
Well, I use a voice activated phone, an iPhone. I use a voice activated computer. I have a
That's
laptop,
good.
and it's a synthetic voice. But, and I also, there's so many books and things out there today that you can either get audibly or that you can go like on Kindle and read it with your phone's voice. So
Oh, nice.
Wow, that is
Nice.
nice.
when we were kids, I mean, my God, we were lucky. I remember
Mm.
being a freshman in college and having to look through the psychology books that were books, but you know, the journals. And
Yeah.
plenty of that
Mm.
myself. I always had to have a reader do it with me or for me. So we have come such a long way.
Yes, we have. We definitely have, and it's amazing what they have for
Mm.
adaptive equipment now, and it's that's so awesome. That's really
I
awesome.
know. I used to be a dictational typist, and that job is like no longer. The
Well, you know,
doctor just,
Yeah.
so was I for a while. I
yeah,
in between my colleges, I've got like 4 or 5 under my belt. in between
good.
between yeah, well, who knows? In between my college dictaphone, they called it used to call it dictaphone typing. I dictaphone
Hmm.
typed for the state of New York Corrections parole department for a year, and
Oh,
on an electric typewriter. I couldn't see what I was typing, and my supervisor used to have to correct any spelling, but I did it, and it was okay for a job. I mean, it was a job.
sure,
Then I
Yeah.
sure.
go back to college.
Well, you've always been determined, though, Renee, ever
Yeah.
since I've known you anyway, really determined. And you have to be when
Yeah.
you have to
Mhm.
advocate for yourself and do all the things that you've done is pretty incredible.
Well, I have
Um,
Definitely is.
3 beautiful children,
nice.
and my husband and I have been married for 43 years. I can't.
Woo!
Wow.
Well, like both like you, probably you've been married a long time too, Diane. And we have altogether 9 grandchildren, 4 biological, and the other 5 are through marriage or through relationships.
That's
So
awesome.
Hmm.
yeah, yeah,
Are they close by?
they are, and that's one of my quandaries about coming back to Rhode Island is having
Oh,
Hmm.
to
yeah.
leave them. And but I'm ready to come back home. I'm ready to come
Yeah.
to a smaller community. It started off 5 years ago. I started listening to WBLQ here from Utah.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
Believe it or not, 5 years ago. And my husband and everybody thought I was nuts because the radio at 4 in the morning, because I'm a 2 hour difference. I'm in the mountain zone. And I started listening to Chris DePaula. And the day that I started listening to the radio was the day that they opened up the vault that they put in the ground in 1969.
oh, right, right.
The
Yeah.
I remember that.
city of the community. Remember, we all wore those long dresses and
Yeah.
had beards, and so they put it in the ground. And so I just that morning I said, you know what, I get on my phone and I said, my cell phone, I said, I'm just gonna look the radio station up. Believe it or not, that morning they were unloading the it wasn't a vault, it was a, I don't know what they put
Like
a,
a capsule.
the capsule. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I started listening to the radio that morning, and then I started listening to it in the morning after, not every day, but mostly. And
Yeah.
I fell in love with the town again because of what I found on the radio. I
Oh, that's great.
think I'm
That's
crazy.
special.
How could that be? But and then our we had our 45th reunion, and I came home for that. And at that point, I said, "I'm going back home."
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
There's
Mom,
something about New England, Renee, huh?
oh, the ocean is the
Yeah.
air.
mm,
Yeah, it's in my blood. It's in my DNA, just like for
Yeah.
you.
I think so. I
well,
think so.
you're only a plane ride away from your kids.
Well, that's
That's right.
my husband, but he's a little older than me, and he really doesn't want to leave them. But you know what? I want to come back and get involved with. There's a center on Pierce Street now, and Mary
Hmm.
Shalaba, excuse me, is doing a lot with mental health, and there's people doing stuff with the fentanyl problem, and
Mm,
and so you can't reach everybody, but if I can be there to advocate, or at least to try to make sure that people are getting their needs met, and because Westerly's a wonderful community for the organizations they
mm,
have there.
Yeah.
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 We don't realize how lucky we really are, because out here where I live in Provo, Utah, and it's right near Brigham Young University.
Hmm.
Some of you have heard about, and it's about 200,000 people within like a 15-mile radius or 20-mile radius. And
Wow.
Wow.
large, and I'm involved with the National Federation of the Blind, and I was involved with an independent living center for disabled people, but I'm not doing that now. And I found reaching out, it was difficult because a lot of people were judging, and a lot of people were like, well, she can't do anything, like I
Oh.
volunteer.
Mm,
Well, it's part of life. And I
Hmm.
to volunteer at a food bank, and they didn't want anything to do with me.
Oh my gosh.
wow, that's
I can't
terrible.
see the cans in the boxes. That might have been part of the problem. But beyond that, it was an attitude that I felt like I just don't know how to connect. I don't know, so I'm excited. We're waiting for a senior apartment to come up, or we're going to buy a small condo, but I think the senior
Mm,
apartment will come first, and
yeah.
Yeah.
we'll stay there. I don't know. And there's so many things in town, and so much going on with the park and the library and the theaters, and
Mm,
oh my gosh.
We
yeah.
do live in a great place. We
Yes,
really
we
do.
do. Yes, we do.
Yeah.
So, Renee, can you tell us what your greatest achievements have been? I know you've mentioned a lot of really wonderful things that you have done so far, but what has been your greatest, and what do you enjoy most about this stage in your life?
Well, to be honest with you, when I had my children, we had, in fact, my oldest daughter was born 9 months and 4 days after I got married back in
Oh
1980.
wow.
Wow.
So he was my honeymoon baby. So anyway, had my children, and they're definitely, as most of us say, our most enjoyment and our but beyond that, I think what's been important to me is to reach out and be there with people with special needs who need guidance,
Mhm.
or need a little bit of counseling, or need a little bit of encouragement, mostly because my philosophy is love the skin you were born in, warts and all. And God doesn't make mistakes. In my case, I say God because that's what I believe in. God
Hmm.
doesn't make mistakes, and no one is a mistake.
Oh, that's
That's
awesome.
special.
So
Definitely.
It's beautiful.
I've been very
That's
blessed
beautiful.
throughout my life. Yeah, there's been moments, there's been times. I've dealt with other things besides blindness, mental illness, and some other things. I'm a breast cancer survivor.
Oh
So
my gosh. Wow.
Wow.
in life, but for the most part, I was very fortunate to come from a great family who just embraced me. And some of them, like my grandparents, were a little angst about, can I do anything or go places or be independent. But my mom single handedly, um, she encouraged me to be as independent as possible. And
That's
she's
great.
with us like a lot of our parents
Yeah.
bracket. But I was very lucky to have great neighbors. I was the neighborhood babysitter for several years in high school because that's the only job I could get. Because I could,
Oh,
the jobs that other people are doing. And so I was
sure.
Mm.
a neighborhood
Yeah.
babysitter, and I babysat probably 20, 30, 40 families
Wow.
Wow.
I didn't know that. That's a
all the
lot.
time. Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Wow.
So I
Wow.
children, and I'm very blessed, like I said, to have my three. And I don't know, somehow they came out normal. God knows why. Having parents with disabilities was hard for them, I think.
Oh, that's funny.
My husband's also legally blind. So
Oh,
Hmm.
it's been a little bit of a trial, not driving and different things. But you know what? He stuck by me all these years. I'm a very emotional, passionate person, and he's very, very he's very 1, 2, 3. Everything's organized, everything's together. Not me. I'm
yeah.
like guy, and he's put this his whole life.
So it's a good balance, Renee.
I don't know. We're still together. It's been 43 years. We have our moments, like everybody does.
Mm-hmm.
As we get older, it's getting a little more difficult. But he's a good guy, and he was a wonderful dad to our kids and
That's
grandma.
awesome.
Absolutely, that's where his best qualities are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, the achievements, my gosh,
I
they're
know.
numerous with having a disability like that. And the
But
disability,
harder. We're not all cookie cutter,
Mm.
and we all have challenges. I believe everybody has challenges,
oh
or
yeah.
family, you have challenges.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Family that doesn't have to. I mean, in my family, we've had addiction. We've had, like other people, and it's hard. But I look at it this way: people who have special considerations, they might have to work harder or do things a little differently. But that's what makes people who they are, is their special
Mm-hmm.
and their
Right.
That's, yep,
activity.
part of their journey.
I
Definitely.
Right.
for
Yeah.
all of
Right.
I look at certain things that are unique to my situation, but not
Mm.
everything. There's just
Right.
thing. And a lot of it's attitude and perspective. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
the positive psychology and happiness studies and all, mindset and all the things that go along with helping us, the brain, the body, the gut connect.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
really educating myself and growing and learning and reading.
Yeah. And you
So
Yeah.
share that on Facebook too, which is
Yeah.
good. Yeah. Yeah.
I verbally talk, so the are good and the spelling's never right. But I have a podcast I'm ready to produce. I just haven't gotten it together, and I'll be reaching out to audiences through the podcast.
Yeah. I think you're going to do some good when you come into town
Yeah. I do
and get
too.
involved here.
I
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you know so many people to thank. A lot of them aren't even with us anymore,
I
and
know.
so many people to just be so grateful towards.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, we look forward to seeing what you're doing in the community when you come in and get
Absolutely.
settled. Yeah.
Well,
How
it's filed that.
You're breaking up, Renee.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Am I breaking up?
now
Um,
it's okay.
yeah.
Oh,
Now it's okay.
okay.
You don't, who knows technology these days. So going back to high school, can you tell us what your favorite high school memory was? Did you have a favorite class, favorite teacher you didn't like?
Well, I went to school when I was younger at Perkins Institute for the Blind in Watertown, Massachusetts.
Hmm.
So I didn't enter high school. I went to Prout High School for 1 year in ninth grade.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to Perkins for 8.5 years till they decided that I needed to come home and be part of the community again after I learned the scales of blindness. And so I went to Prout for a year, and then I decided to switch to public high school. And it was a little difficult. I didn't feel connected. I didn't feel normal, equal, the things that happen to teens. It's just that it was a little bit more, maybe more serious. because it was everything. But anyway, I met a really great bunch of friends, and I got involved with the group. Who was, well, we'd have parties like once or twice a month at someone's house, and
Nice.
we did a lot
That's
of
nice.
stuff. And then there was a lot of people in school, a lot of mostly girls. I never, I was really shy with the guys because I just didn't feel comfortable. But I had
Mhm.
crushes everywhere. I mean, I'd have a crush. So I was boy crazy. But
Who didn't, right?
well,
I said, who?
well, the thing is, we knew what we knew now back then. My
Oh,
God.
Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was
Yeah.
so many people that I just, and and I don't know about special times. I was I was in the perimeters, like I was involved with the class stuff. I did some stuff with the newspaper, the high school newspaper. I
The
did some
Barker.
The
yeah
Barker. I
writing.
remember
And
that.
I wasn't involved with sports so much because it wasn't comfortable and I didn't feel, it just wasn't me. And it wasn't,
Right.
but even if I had been able to see, I probably wouldn't have been a sports person. I was
Yeah.
more
Yeah. Yeah.
so, and I missed out certain things. I missed out going to the proms and things like that. And that was real disappointing at that time because I wanted to be like everybody else. But
Yeah.
um
Yeah.
I don't even think I used a cane and I needed to. And I remember
Oh.
bumping into walls instead of using a cane because,
Oh.
well, but that didn't last too long.
Well,
And
you were kind of stubborn, you
I
know.
was stubborn. You know who my favorite person in high school was, believe it or not, and you guys are going to
Who?
think I'm crazy. It was Mrs. Krause.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, she was
Yeah.
nice.
Okay, she took me under her wing in
Oh,
10th grade. And oh gosh, I would be in her office like every 2 or 3 weeks. And, and she actually even, she didn't stay, but she actually even came, when I got married, came to the Immaculate Conception to see me.
Oh my gosh, that's
And
awesome.
wow.
yeah, and she, she encouraged me to be myself and she encouraged me to use my academics and my intellect to go forward in life.
And that's what you
Wow.
did. That's awesome.
What I
That
did.
is awesome.
And
Yeah.
and I went to Assumption College to begin with in Massachusetts.
Mrs. Krause was so lovely, like so warm and yes, full of guidance. She was our
Yeah.
guidance counselor, right? Yeah.
She
Yeah.
She
was
was
a loving woman,
she
and
was. She
she,
definitely was.
she even got friendly with my mom. Believe it or not,
Oh, nice.
Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
books
gosh.
they both read. They loved. I love historical fiction, especially historical fiction that's on the 1800s, 1900s, and so she and my mom were reading a lot of the same books at the time.
That's cool. Yeah.
That is
You
cool.
know, as we've been interviewing, I don't know if you've been able to listen to some of the interviews, Renee,
Yeah,
but
one or two.
it's kind of amazing how much we're learning about our fellow classmates and
Yeah.
how many didn't feel comfortable in high school. And I mean, gosh, we were so young, but then you add your issues onto that. And, you just don't think of it back then too much, you don't
Yeah.
get into it, but
But
I give
Yeah.
you,
today we have the opportunity to work with young people and help them understand where they're struggling and the emotional stuff that they're going through because it is such a different world out there.
oh
And
yeah,
I'm glad I'm not raising kids now. I mean,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
It's definitely a different world.
And I enjoyed mentoring kids.
mhm.
And I worked a lot with disability, therapeutic riding
Yeah.
and disabled kids and emotionally or physically or whatever. But on the other side of it, with my 4-H kids, not that they didn't, some families didn't have those sort of issues, but to teach how no bullying and kindness and community spirit and all that kind of thing.
And
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. It's
about
important.
individuals and trying to make a difference, maybe one person at a time or one child at a time.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and sometimes it takes what we call a hero, even though
Yeah.
heroes,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
to reach out and say, hey, it's okay. And what you're going
Mhm.
through and what you're feeling really,
Yeah.
and you know what, you'll get through it. But guess what? It's going to take a long time, and
Yep.
you have
Yeah.
to go and getting parents to understand that when they have a child with special needs, it's not the end of the world, although they might think it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. You're right.
Very important.
Yep. For sure.
Renee, I remember you in high school, and I was always admired your spirit, and I've always admired your perseverance, if
That's a
you will.
great word for her. Yeah.
Yeah, and because to me, like I never saw you in a bad mood. You were always upbeat. You embraced things. You were willing to try things.
Yep.
Was. I had
Y-
times throughout my life, long periods of times, and we won't go into that today, but long
Yeah,
periods of times when I was dealing with clinical depression.
yeah,
And
Sure.
like after my youngest daughter was born, there was circumstances. And I've gone through times where there's been months when I practically did nothing. And then I'd pick up, get back on the horse, so to speak, even though
sure.
Good.
Yeah,
that's why
which
I have
is
a guide dog. Everybody,
yeah.
why did you have a guide dog? And I'm like, I'm not an animal person. I'd rather have a baby. I'm not a,
Oh,
but
oh,
thing is, Diane, you're doing such amazing stuff. And Kim, you're writing a book for kids. And, those are such wonderful things.
yeah. I think that, well, thank you, Renee. I think that, it's always feels good to give back. And what I find in the information that you're delivering right now is that you work on your abilities and you promote them.
Mm.
And that is so key, with all the work that you do. That's your message, and that's so important. I mean, I worked in the field of disabilities for a really
That's,
long time,
and
and I understand.
another, most of the people who I went to high school with, or most of the people who I know now as adults, either are or they've worked in these communities. My girls have worked in the disability
Yeah,
community. My
yeah,
daughter was an aide at Perkins for 2 years. My other daughter worked in was a developmental situations as a house mother for several.
hmm,
So I mean,
yeah,
and it's having the compassion and the ability to understand, but also to be able to be truthful with people, but in a way that's loving and caring and empathetic.
exactly, exactly. I just wanted to insert this. We have people watching the video right now.
Like,
So one person said hi Renee. One person said hi Kim and Diane. I don't know if it's the same person, but hi Renee, you look great. Lois Alice said we go way back, Renee. We all had to do our penance at Prout, and then
I wonder, friend Michelle, because I've been trying
yes,
to get a hold of
yeah,
her to
yeah.
come to the reunion if there's room. I didn't know if you were filled or whatever, because I had mentioned it to you about asking her to come.
Yes, yes. So, yeah, why not, right?
Yeah.
um, just to read a couple more of these. Lois also said, hi, Kim and Diane. Always good to see you too. Hopefully, we can chat again soon. Another person said, so inspirational. Looking forward to seeing you all in a few weeks. So, you do inspire, Renee. And I know that you've had your struggles. And my God, you just keep going. And, there's something to be said for that. But I have one more question for you. What message would you like to give the class of 73?
Well, we were very fortunate to be where we were at the time and have the people in our lives, even though we might not have realized it at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We were kind of protected from the big bad world, although it's gotten worse over the years.
I know.
Oh, I know.
Straighten it out, Renee.
but but it's about the heart and
Mhm.
and it's about individual relationships. It used to
Mhm.
be about hugs, kisses, and I don't know if people are shaking hands anymore with COVID and all that stuff, but it's about one moment of kindness and care.
Yeah.
It may be
Definitely.
more than a lot of things.
Yeah.
So you know, in God, in my case, whatever, puts us where we're supposed to be in life and what we're supposed to be doing and where we're supposed to be. And that's very important to me. And yeah, I just think a great bunch of people, and we were so blessed to be there rather than someplace else.
Absolutely. I
Exactly.
agree 100%. And that seems to be a nice theme throughout our classmates when we interview them or talk to them or reconnect. Yeah, for sure. It's been fun.
Well, you should
Yeah.
Sure has.
thing, you know. I mean, if you think about it, we had almost 300 students in our class. Not quite that much, but somewhere around 280.
I can't remember what
Was
the,
it 280 or 240
Oh,
something? 244? For some reason
I can't
that rings a
remember
bell, but
exactly.
I don't know why,
yeah.
or whatever. And you know, and like they all have wonderful stories and wonderful
Yeah.
things in life that, or lessons they've learned, or things that they
Yeah.
taught, or things that they realized.
I know. And we
Yeah.
wish more people would come on the buzz too.
Wouldn't it be neat to put that all in a book? That would be such
Oh,
a good
yeah.
read.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes.
The Life and Times of 1973 class reunion,
Oh my,
classmates
no,
or something.
because
But it would be a good read. I mean, not that we would do that, but you know, every story is great. You know, so
Absolutely.
yeah. So anyway,
Well, I think that's going to be the end of our interview with you, Renee. Thank you so, so much. Again, if there's anybody out there that wants to be interviewed, let Kim know or send me a text or whatever. And the reunion's coming up soon. Yes, you
yeah.
can still go, folks. We're not going to stop anybody. I'll just add a few more people to the catering list. Everybody's excited. It's going to be
Yeah.
fun. It's going to be a lot of fun, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
yeah,
I think so too.
and you all have done such an amazing job. At the committee has done just so many little details and things, and um, wonderful.
It's been fun. You
It
Look,
know,
really has.
but
we all just can't believe it.
yeah, just over to me and say,
Yeah.
tell me who you are.
That's all right.
We're in denial. We're in denial that we're out of school for 50
know.
Oh,
years.
God.
We're just in
Oh.
denial. We're just gonna get with it. But anyway, but it's been a pleasure, Renee. Always a pleasure to see you. Looking forward to see you in person. You know, in a few days. And safe travels.
You.
And you know, keep hanging in there.
Yeah,
So
you both too, and we'll see you next week.
See you soon.
thank you.
Okay,
Bye. Thank you.
buddy. Bye bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.